Hello, and welcome. Yes, I know it was a long time ago I made my last video in English. I'm so sorry for that, and I hope you can understand that I made meanwhile several projects in German, and it was for a German Facebook group, and so I hadn't the time to translate everything in English. Okay. And there was also a reason I had not so much time, and yeah, last year I was a little bit ill. Okay. And now I want to do something with my journal. It is not finished yet. And I want to have a new home for my Lavinia style pictures. I mean, these images I stamped with the Lavinia stamps and also colorized it, and it was so much fun, and I enjoy to watch my images, and it is perhaps a good idea to put them in a special album. Yeah, and this is a little problem for me because my paper is DIN A5 and I don't want to cut my images. Yeah, it would be easy to cut it a little bit smaller and put it in my album. Yeah, but now I have perhaps an idea, and I want to show you how I want to combine everything. I have some pages I made before with my jelly plate, as you know, and now I want to combine my handmade papers and also my Lavinia style images. Okay, handmade paper is perhaps wrong because it is not handmade. I designed it in my own way. That is perhaps the right expression for it. And this is now my place. It is a simple way to organize your images, but I don't like it. And I want to have my pictures in this album. Not all, of course, but perhaps some pictures, yes. And these are special envelopes where I can put DIN A5 things inside. And there is a very big advantage because you have enough place in the front. Yes, and now I show you. I can, of course, glue my page into my album. It is possible, but this is perhaps a better solution. This is an envelope and there is enough space. So I have a frame for my picture. And this is of course not an envelope I bought, it is junk. And behind there is advertising, and yeah, I don't like it. I don't want to show it now, but it is really not beautiful to see this envelope. But I want to turn it in something special, and I want to make my own frame for my little envelope. Okay, it is a big envelope. And perhaps I will find a system, something new to combine my pages and also these envelopes. But that is not easy. I have some problems, and perhaps that was also the reason because I didn't want to do anything in my album because I had no idea. I was thinking a lot about the spine, and I wanted to glue them all together in the spine, the black one. But that was not the right way. Perhaps these signatures I will sew into my white envelopes and then glue it into my album, or I make something complete different. And now I'm thinking about my next steps, and I will make a frame with my canvas workspace for my brother scan and cut plotter, and this will be a good solution for my frame because I think it will have the right measurements, and I will show you also a way to make it, to craft it without a plotter, because I know many people don't have something like that, and perhaps it is interesting also for beginners to see how you can make a frame, and I will show you the result with a plotter and also with my ruler and my cutter, and yeah, my no, it is not a scoring board, it is a paper trimmer, yeah. And I have different solutions for you. First of all, I made a brown frame, a dark brown frame. I planned everything with my canvas workspace, and I also made these leaves, and it is possible to draw first the little leaves with the plotter and your gel marker, and then afterwards you can use the print and cut version and cut the paper, the inside out of the frame. It is possible. I tried it with for the first time, and here is now my result. It is possible, as you can see. Yeah, and now I want to show the different possibilities, because I know you don't have perhaps a plotter. I use the brown frame. You can use brown paper and cut your inside out, and you have a frame, but I use now what I made before. I printed because I don't have enough brown or black paper, and this is now a solution for me to print my frame. Inside I was using my Distress Oxide ink, and this, I think the name is Dauber, the little Dauber. I hope it is the right expression for this tool. And I was thinking about the white place, the white area inside my frame. And yeah, now I can use the paper also for my journal or for other things. And I like it now much more. Yeah, and these are the different Distress Oxides I used for the next pages, and I also embossed it with gold, with old gold. I think this is a little bit darker than the normal gold embossing powder, and this is a stamp by La Blanche, and these are the results now. Yeah, you can see the brown frame inside the Distress Oxide, and on the left, when you turn it around, you can see now on the right and on the left side is the embossing part. And this looks now, I think it is more natural because it looks like wood, and yeah, you can see also the difference between the different embossing powders. This is now the darker one, and this is the rosé gold and the stamp by La Blanche. And on the last page I also used the stamp by La Blanche and the rosé gold embossing powder, but only in the corners. First of all, I want to have the right size for my frame, and for this I will use my paper trimmer. It is the Guillotine by Tonic Studios, and I like this tool. It has the perfect size for your table when you are a card maker, or when you want to have smaller projects. Of course, when the page is too long, this is a little bit too long, but it is possible to put it underneath the plastic ruler. Yeah, it is not real a ruler, but you can see the plastic eye open and put the paper underneath. Yeah, and I like this little tool because the knife is self-sharpening, and you must not buy any knives or tools for it, and it is always usable, and yeah, it is a very sharp one, and it is a usable tool, as I said before. Yes, and now I will use this cutter. It is a knife, and I'm looking for my ruler, and here it is. It is a metal ruler in inch and also in centimeter, but for me it is very important to have a metallic one. And this is a cutting mat, and I use that blade also for my physics machine, and I use it to cut with my dies into this plate. I mean my die cutting machine, but for now I use my ruler and my knife because I don't have a really big rectangle die which could fit, and therefore I had to make my own frame, and it is very easy. You can see that you can cut it with your knife and with your ruler. It is really thick paper, and you must use your knife several times. And when you have a really good rectangle and you have a frame, and you can use both. You have the yellow rectangle one and also the little frame around. Okay, it is a bigger one. Yeah, and I embossed over the whole image, and so I have also the embossing parts on my yellow paper. Please protect your blade and be careful with your knife. You don't want to hurt yourself. And now I introduce you to my paper trimmer. It is a very cheap one, and it is not the best one, I know, but I want to explain how you can cut your frame, your rectangle inside with this helping tool, and you must know that there is the line. You have to find the line where you have to lay your paper inside your trimmer, and this is now for me better to see, and I make now a little line above and underneath, and now you know exactly where you have to put your paper inside your trimmer. I hope that you also can see it much better when I have now some lines on my white paper. And now I want to cut my frame. You must find the place. Here is the place on the yellow line, and then you can trim your paper and you have the first cut. That is very easy and very simple, and now I turn around the paper and I do exactly the same. Yeah, and here's now my paper and my rectangle. And of course, where is the white paper, and I have to trim it, but I don't want to use this black one. I want to use now for the outside the Tonic Studios trimmer. That is much easier for me. I like the blade. It is self-sharpening, as I said before, and I have no problems and much easier for me. And here are now my special envelopes, and there is a very big window for my pictures, and this is now my very special frame, and it fits perfectly around this window, and I think the look is a wooden-like look, and that will very nice with my images. It has the right surrounding for my images, and yeah, now I have my little tool here, and it is the brown archival ink, and I will distress a little bit my frames. In my eyes, the distressing work makes a very big difference, and I know it is a little bit time consuming, but okay, I like it, and now I have the time and I'll do it. Yeah, and here is one of my results. Where is my picture inside? Of course, it is not the right direction, but I only want to explain what I want to do with my big windows, because I want to combine these big windows with my white paper, and I have it on the right side, and I show you now what I want to do. I will glue them together with my envelopes, and I have a score line 1/2 inch, and yeah, here is the right side has a little flap, and also the left side, and these are for my glue, and I can put a little bit glue. I will use liquid glue for my combination, because I think it is more sturdy, and I have no problems to use later on my album, and I have perhaps a little bit more fun with it, and I can do more with my album and must not pay attention because of my binding system. And here I have now my ruler, and I want to measure my paper. I need a paper with 9 inch, and now I will do my mark at the 9 inch. And also of course at the bottom, and now I can cut my paper. And now I have my next 2 stripes of paper, and I have the binding for my envelopes, and between this binding system I will put my signatures. That is the plan. I will see if it is possible, because I must say it is the first time I'll do it like this, and it wasn't planned. I'm crafting, and sometimes I have suddenly ideas and I want to try it, and you can see now the results. I hope it will work. Meanwhile, I was thinking I could put something inside, and this is the part you can see when you open your signature. And I still have these little stripes leftovers, and I will cut it now to the right size. It must be smaller than my little signature thing and the binding system, and I can glue it on the white paper, and on this little paper I can I can combine my signature with my envelopes. It is a little bit complicated, but you will see now the results. That is the binding. I have 3 signatures combined with my windows, the window envelopes. And the plan is now to bring everything together with my cover. And yeah, I know that I will have problems with my binding, and the idea that I can do something in my album. I want to paint, I want to draw, I want to write, and yeah, that is not so easy. When I made this video, I was thinking I could glue my signature directly into my cover, but later on I have another idea and I change my mind, and finally I have a completely different binding idea. But you can see that in my following videos, and I hope you like it, and perhaps you want to subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you soon again. Bye for now.